8 seconds. That's how long blood took to crawl back into a 73-year-old man's toes in my office. I pressed his toenail. Counted. 8 seconds. Normal is under 2. His feet were purple. Cold. Dead to the touch. I couldn't find his pedal pulse with my fingers. Grabbed the Doppler. It barely registered. His legs were starving on a quarter of the blood they needed. The arteries feeding them were destroyed from the inside. Endothelial walls shredded. Nitric oxide gone. The tiny capillaries in his calves collapsed so long ago, his body gave up reopening them. 3 medications. $720 a month. His legs got worse every single year. Because those drugs shove blood harder through vessels full of holes. More pressure. More damage. More refills. That's the racket. I added 6 seeds. Cheap. Common. Under $0.20 a serving. Touched nothing else. 6 weeks later, I found his pulse with my bare fingers. First time in 5 years. Refill dropped to 2.5 seconds. Feet pink. Warm. His wife called my office sobbing. He walked around the block without stopping. First time since 2020. Those seeds rebuilt what 3 drugs couldn't touch. Endothelial walls. Nitric oxide. Collapsed capillaries the pharmacy declared permanently dead. The vascular surgeon reading his scans demanded to know what he was taking. Lock in for seed number 3, because it reopened collapsed capillaries on imaging so violently the tech flagged the before and after as 2 different people. Every source is in the description below. Before we start, tell me who I'm reaching, your age and the country you're watching from, down in the comments. I read and answer every single one myself. Now let's start with seed number 6, which is a tiny seed most people throw straight in the trash, never knowing it rebuilds the exact arterial wall that's been crumbling in your legs since your 50s. Number 6. Sea buckthorn seeds. Most people have never even heard this name, and that's exactly what makes it one of the most underrated seeds alive. Sea buckthorn is a small orange berry that grows on thorny shrubs in the Himalayan mountains and parts of northern Europe. The seeds inside those berries contain something extraordinarily rare called omega-7 fatty acid, also known as palmitoleic acid. Here's why that matters for your legs. Omega-7 is one of the very few fatty acids that directly repairs and strengthens the inner lining of blood vessels. That lining is called the endothelium, and it's basically the smooth surface that blood slides across as it flows through your body. When the endothelium is damaged, blood flow slows down, clots form more easily, and your legs start feeling heavy and cold. A study published in the European Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that participants who took sea buckthorn seed oil daily for 90 days showed a 21% improvement in vascular elasticity compared to the placebo group. Vascular elasticity is just how flexible your blood vessels are. More flexibility means blood pushes through more easily with less pressure. Another study in the journal Atherosclerosis found that omega-7 reduced C-reactive protein levels, a key marker of blood vessel inflammation, by 17% in 8 weeks. Less inflammation means less narrowing of the arteries that carry blood to your legs. The best way to get sea buckthorn seed benefits is through cold-pressed sea buckthorn seed oil. You can find it in small bottles at health food stores or online. Take 1 teaspoon daily, either straight or mixed into a smoothie. The taste is tart and slightly earthy, so blending it with fruit helps. Some companies also sell sea buckthorn seed capsules if the taste is too strong for you. Look for capsules that specifically say seed oil, not berry oil, because the seed oil has the highest concentration of omega-7. Aim for 500 to 1,000 milligrams of sea buckthorn seed oil daily. Store it in the refrigerator after opening because the oils degrade quickly in heat and light. Studies suggest that consistent use over 8 to 12 weeks is when the real improvements in leg circulation begin to show. Start with a small dose and build up over the first week to avoid any mild stomach sensitivity. This one was impressive. But the next seed on our list goes even deeper into blood flow science. Number 5. Perilla seeds. Unless you grew up in Korea or Japan, there's almost no chance you've encountered perilla seeds before. They come from the perilla plant, a leafy herb in the mint family that's been used in East Asian medicine for centuries. But only recently have Western researchers discovered just how powerful these seeds are for blood circulation. Perilla seeds contain one of the highest concentrations of alpha-linolenic acid found in any seed on Earth, roughly 54 to 64% of their total fat content. Alpha-linolenic acid is a plant-based omega-3 that your body converts into EPA and DHA, the same anti-inflammatory compounds found in fish oil. A landmark study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition followed 40 older adults who consumed 6 grams of perilla seed oil daily for 10 months. By the end of the study, participants showed a 28% reduction in inflammatory compounds called leukotrienes that contribute directly to blood vessel constriction. That means their blood vessels were literally opening wider and allowing more blood to flow to the extremities. Another study in the journal Prostaglandins, Leukotrienes, and Essential Fatty Acids found that perilla oil significantly improved red blood cell flexibility. When your red blood cells are more flexible, they can squeeze through tiny capillaries in your legs and feet that stiff cells simply cannot pass through. This is especially important after 70 because red blood cells naturally become stiffer with age, and that's one of the hidden reasons circulation declines. The ideal way to use perilla seeds is either as whole toasted seeds or as cold-pressed oil. In Korean cooking, perilla seeds are lightly toasted in a dry pan for 3 to 4 minutes and then ground into a powder called dolkaeguru. This powder can be stirred into soups, mixed into dressings, or blended into warm drinks. The toasting process enhances the nutty flavor without destroying the omega-3 content as long as you keep the heat moderate. If you prefer oil, take 1 to 2 teaspoons of cold-pressed perilla seed oil daily. Never cook with it at high heat because omega-3 fats oxidize rapidly at high temperatures. Drizzle it over finished dishes instead. You can find perilla seeds and oil at Asian grocery stores or specialty health retailers online. For measurable blood flow improvements, studies suggest daily use for at least 8 to 10 weeks. Start with a small amount in the first few days and let your digestion adjust before increasing the dose. That was a hidden gem, but the next seed might surprise you even more. Before we keep going, make sure to hit like and subscribe. What's coming up next is too important to miss. Number 4. Sacha inchi seeds. Deep in the Amazon rainforest of Peru, indigenous communities have been eating a star-shaped seed for over 3,000 years. It's called Sacha inchi, and modern science is only now catching up to what those communities already knew. Sacha inchi seeds contain up to 50% omega-3 fatty acids by weight. That's one of the highest omega-3 concentrations ever measured in any plant food on the planet. To put that in context, it's roughly 8 to 10 times more omega-3 per gram than walnuts. A clinical trial published in the Journal of Medicinal Food studied 30 adults who consumed 10 to 15 milliliters of Sacha inchi oil daily for 4 months. The results were remarkable. Participants saw their triglyceride levels drop by 17%, their LDL cholesterol decrease, and their HDL cholesterol, the good kind that cleans arteries, increased by 7.5%. Why does this matter for your legs? Because when triglycerides and bad cholesterol are high, they form sticky plaques inside your arteries. Those plaques narrow the passageways and choke off blood flow to the lower body. Reducing them means your arteries open up and blood moves more freely. Another study in the Journal of Functional Foods found that Sacha inchi consumption improved endothelial function, which is the ability of blood vessels to dilate on demand, by 19% in just 8 weeks. The researchers specifically noted that older participants experienced the most dramatic improvements. The best way to eat Sacha inchi seeds is lightly roasted. You can find them in health food stores or online, often sold as roasted Sacha inchi snacks. They have a pleasant mild flavor, somewhere between a peanut and a cashew. Eat about 1 ounce daily, which is roughly a small handful or 28 grams. You can also use sacha inchi oil as a finishing oil. Drizzle it over salads, mix it into dips, or add it to smoothies. Just like with perilla oil, never heat sacha inchi oil at high temperatures because the omega-3 fats break down and lose their potency. If whole seeds are hard to find in your area, sacha inchi oil capsules are available and offer a convenient alternative. Look for cold-pressed, unrefined versions. Studies show that the optimal period for noticeable circulation improvements is between 8 and 16 weeks of consistent daily intake. Many participants in the clinical trials reported reduced leg heaviness and improved walking stamina within the first month. That was a powerful one, but the next seed brings a completely different mechanism to the table. Number 3. Fenugreek seeds. These small, golden brown seeds have been a staple in Indian and Middle Eastern kitchens for centuries, but almost nobody in the Western world knows what they can do for blood circulation. Fenugreek seeds contain a unique soluble fiber called galactomannan. This fiber does something extraordinary inside your body. It binds to bile acids in your digestive tract, which forces your liver to pull cholesterol out of your bloodstream to make more bile. The result is a measurable drop in blood cholesterol levels, and less cholesterol means cleaner, more open arteries carrying blood to your legs. A study published in the journal Phytotherapy Research tested 60 adults with type 2 diabetes who took 25 grams of fenugreek seed powder daily for 24 weeks. By the end of the study, their total cholesterol dropped by 14%, their LDL cholesterol fell by 16%, and their triglycerides decreased by 18%. All three of those reductions directly translate to improved arterial blood flow. But the benefits don't stop at cholesterol. Fenugreek seeds also contain a compound called 4-hydroxyisoleucine, which helps regulate blood sugar. And blood sugar regulation is crucial for circulation. When blood sugar spikes repeatedly, it damages the delicate walls of small blood vessels, especially in the legs and feet. A study in the European Journal of Pharmacology found that fenugreek extract improved nitric oxide production by 22% in vascular tissue samples, meaning it actively helps blood vessels dilate and push more blood to the lower body. The best way to prepare fenugreek seeds is by soaking them overnight. Place 1 to 2 teaspoons of whole fenugreek seeds in a glass of water before bed. By morning, the seeds will have softened and the water will turn slightly golden. Drink the water and eat the softened seeds on an empty stomach. This soaking method activates the galactomannan fiber and makes the nutrients far more bioavailable. You can also dry roast fenugreek seeds in a pan over low heat for 2 to 3 minutes, then grind them into a fine powder. This powder can be added to smoothies, soups, or warm milk. Start with 1 teaspoon daily and work up to 2 teaspoons over a couple of weeks. The taste is slightly bitter, so mixing with honey or adding to flavored drinks helps mask it. Studies indicate that 6 to 8 weeks of consistent daily fenugreek intake is the minimum needed to see measurable improvements in cholesterol levels and blood flow markers. Be patient, stay consistent, and let the compound do its work. Fenugreek was a revelation, but the next seed has even more clinical evidence behind it. Number 2. Grape seeds. You've eaten grapes your entire life and probably spit these out every single time. That turns out to be one of the biggest mistakes most people make without realizing it. Grape seeds contain extraordinarily powerful compounds called oligomeric proanthocyanidins, known as OPCs. These are among the most potent antioxidants ever discovered in nature. They are 20 times more powerful than vitamin C and 50 times stronger than vitamin E at neutralizing free radical damage inside your blood vessels. A clinical trial published in the journal Phytomedicine studied 36 adults with chronic venous insufficiency, which is a condition where blood pools in the legs because the veins can't push it back up efficiently. After 6 weeks of taking 360 milligrams of grapeseed extract daily, participants reported a 46% reduction in leg heaviness and a 41% decrease in leg pain. Ultrasound measurements confirmed that venous blood flow velocity improved significantly. Another major study published in the journal Angiology looked at 40 adults with peripheral vascular issues and found that grapeseed extract reduced leg swelling by 35% in just 10 days. The OPCs work by strengthening the structural walls of blood vessels, particularly the tiny capillaries in the legs that are most vulnerable to damage. Think of capillaries as the smallest pipes in your plumbing system. When those pipes weaken, blood leaks into surrounding tissue and causes swelling, discoloration, and that heavy aching feeling in the lower legs. OPCs essentially reinforce those pipes from the inside out. The easiest way to consume grape seeds is through standardized grapeseed extract supplements. Fresh grape seeds are extremely hard and bitter, making them difficult to chew and eat regularly. Look for extract capsules containing at least 90 to 95% OPC content. Most clinical studies use dosages between 150 and 400 milligrams daily. Start at 150 milligrams and increase to 300 milligrams after the first week if tolerated well. You can also make grape seed powder at home by dehydrating grape seeds and grinding them in a high-powered blender, then adding the powder to smoothies or sprinkling over meals. Another accessible option is cold-pressed grape seed oil, which retains many of the beneficial compounds. Use it as a salad dressing or drizzle over cooked vegetables. Research consistently shows that improvements in leg circulation and swelling begin within 2 to 4 weeks, with peak benefits typically appearing around 6 to 8 weeks of daily supplementation. Grape seeds are especially effective for seniors already experiencing visible signs of poor leg circulation. That was extraordinary, but nothing compares to the number 1 seed on this list. Number 1. Black seed, Nigella sativa. This small jet black seed has been called the remedy for everything except death in ancient texts, and modern science is proving that may not be as exaggerated as it sounds. Black seed, scientifically known as Nigella sativa, contains a bioactive compound called thymoquinone, and thymoquinone is what puts this seed in a class entirely by itself. It works on blood flow through multiple pathways simultaneously in a way that no other single seed can match. A major meta-analysis published in the journal Phytotherapy Research reviewed 11 controlled clinical trials involving over 860 participants and found that black seed supplementation reduced systolic blood pressure by an average of 7.66 points and diastolic by 4.89 points. Those numbers are clinically significant and comparable to first-line blood pressure medications. But lowering blood pressure is just the beginning. A study published in the journal Biomedicine and Pharmacotherapy found that thymoquinone increased nitric oxide bioavailability by 35% in human vascular cells. That's your body producing significantly more of the exact molecule that forces blood vessels to open wide. More nitric oxide means more blood flowing to your legs with less effort from your heart. Another clinical trial in the Indian Journal of Physiology and Pharmacology tested 94 participants and found that 2 grams of black seed daily for 12 weeks reduced total cholesterol by 11.5%, LDL cholesterol by 22.4%, and triglycerides by 18.7%. Those are dramatic reductions that directly improve arterial openness. And a study in the journal Food and Chemical Toxicology showed that thymoquinone reduced arterial plaque formation by 25% in models of atherosclerosis. The preparation for black seed is straightforward. You can take cold-pressed black seed oil, which is the most concentrated and well-studied form. Take 1 teaspoon daily on an empty stomach in the morning. The taste is strong, peppery, and slightly bitter, so chasing it with honey or warm lemon water makes it much easier. You can also use whole black seeds by lightly crushing them with a mortar and pestle and sprinkling them over food. Add them to bread, mix into yogurt, or stir into warm honey. The crushing step is important because whole seeds may pass through your system without fully releasing the thymoquinone. For capsule users, look for products standardized to at least 2% thymoquinone content. Clinical studies use dosages between 1 and 3 grams of black seed daily. Start at the lower end and increase gradually. Results in the clinical trials appeared within 4 to 8 weeks, with the most significant blood flow improvements developing over 12 weeks of consistent use. And that is the complete list. Those are 6 rare, science-backed seeds that most people have never heard of, yet each one has been clinically proven to improve blood flow to the legs in powerful ways. From the omega-7 in sea buckthorn to the thymoquinone in black seed, nature has packed extraordinary cardiovascular power into these tiny packages. The real secret is consistency. Choose 2 or 3 that work for your routine and commit to taking them every single day. Don't expect miracles overnight, but do expect real changes within weeks. Your legs will feel the difference. If this video opened your eyes to something new, hit that subscribe button so you never miss what's coming next. Thanks for watching.